foods people will see today is deep-fried Twinkies. During the game against Bolton, junior Jeray Jenkins set a new career record with 107 catches for 1,883 yards and 25 touchdowns, breaking his cousin Raphael Dangerfield's record of 97 catches for 1,879 yards and 20 touchdowns in 2003. The students' favorite activity that they did today was facial reconstruction. They had to take pieces of clay and create a face to match the one from the murder scene. Yesterday afternoon, sheriff deputies discovered the bodies of Hillman and Eloise Mayu in the barn behind their house. After suspicion of foul play, it has been determined that the couple was stabbed to death. From the time you get in your car and buckle your seatbelt, it takes an approximate 3 seconds. The Louisiana National Guard is here in Grant Parish trying to fill a gap between Bayou Darrow and Bayou Road Gully with 32 1,500-pound sandbags. Each drone is programmed to fly up to about 400 feet and cover about a 1.5 mile long radius. This is good for farmers so they can detect good and bad biomass growth and detect if insects are damaging the plants. Summer is right around the corner and the heat is already unbearable. The temperature now is in the high 80s, whereas the heat index is already 115 degrees and rising.
Go along with Godfrey's performance on the mound, the Tiger Bats came alive when it mattered to produce 9 runs on 15 hits with 3 big home runs.
Lions football team certainly has a lot to look forward to for their new 2015 season. They have a new defensive coordinator, Blake Williams, who is also the defensive coordinator for the St. Louis Rams.
After a slow start this season, the Southeastern men's basketball team has suddenly won 4 of its last 6 games. 2-time Southland Conference champion Southeastern's football team hosted its annual spring game this past Saturday, where the white team defeated the gold team 45-26. After today's huge comeback upset of Texas A&M at the SEC tournament, the Aggies won't get a chance at a 3rd win over LSU. Things a little more challenging upon entering league play as their Southland record is now 3-2. Shattered stained glass windows, pews, and hymn books all cover the inside of the David Hayes Methodist Church in Bunkie. The Louisiana State Fire Marshals is investigating a fire that broke out late Sunday night. According to the Bunkie Fire Department, around 10 p.m., the flames were 30 feet above the church roof.
When we arrived on scene, found heavy smoke. Within minutes, we had heavy flames in both buildings, and we were able to extinguish it. We had it under control approximately 12:15, 12:30, and then we finally cleared the scene at 5:45, and we're here now just putting out the hot spots and doing overhaul.
The cause is still under investigation, and no injuries were reported. After removing most of his valuables from the parsonage, Reverend Brian Ridgedale says the sanctuary, fellowship hall, kitchen, office, and scout room appear to be a total loss. This historic church may have suffered serious damage, but that won't break the hearts of this community. The cleanup process has just begun, and they're moving forward to rebuild one step at a time.
The building is not the church. The church is the people, and we have some resilient people. We serve a great God, and I just believe we will bounce back and hopefully be able to continue to minister in this community.
The Bunkie Fire Department says the investigation is expected to conclude next week. In Bunkie, Taylor Rubach, ABC 31 News. The Gina Giants football team has been working hard all season long and came out with an 8-2 overall record. Although they weren't undefeated like last year, they did create a little bit of history of their own competing against the Bolton Bears. With 425 points in 10 games compared to 383 is the most scored in a season.
They broke the class of 2000 scoring record for regular season, which happened to be probably the most successful team here. They were able to go to the quarterfinals that year, also went into playoffs at 8-2.
But it doesn't end there. After 13 years, one Gina Giant set the new individual career record.
During the game against Bolton, junior Jeray Jenkins set a new career record with 107 catches for 1,883 yards and 25 touchdowns, breaking his cousin Raphael Dangerfield's record of 97 catches for 1,879 yards and 20 touchdowns in 2003.
It felt good. Like when they said, I really didn't know because I was too busy talking. And then when quarterback Lamar Fair, he came in and told me, that I had got excited.
After their win, the Giants are now preparing for the playoffs for their 4th year in a row. Senior tight end and defensive end Parker Fink says they're great accomplishments, but they're more focused on winning.
I think if we play our assignments and we play like we've been practicing all week, I think we're going to go out and we're going to get this win.
Tonight, the Gina Giants take on Booker T. Washington from Shreveport for the first playoff game of the season. The game kicks off at 7 on Giants Field. In Gina, Taylor Rubach, ABC 31 News.
And if you notice, it is work a lot.
Down here in Louisiana, we're known for the tasty southern cooked meals and even things people would have never even thought of trying. Now that it's carnival season, it's crazy to see some of the food that has been cooked up for the fairgoers.
Known for their turkey legs. Everybody comes by and they're looking for the turkey legs, like the sauce, the butts, and
the turkey legs. They ask me what kind of season you put on them. I say, well, if I told you that, I had to put you in jail.
So the turkey legs will get you going. Then once you get that sweet tooth craving, there are plenty of different sweets to choose from. Foods such as cotton candy, candy apples, and even numerous different types of funnel cakes are what catches the eye.
Every year, I usually try to come every day just to get cotton candy because it's the only time I can get my fix of the best cotton candy.
Sure, cotton candy and candy apples are always the crowd favorite, then there's even crazier.
The craziest foods people will see today is deep fried Twinkies. That is different.
But that's not all. At the Rapides Parish Fair, they have several different toppings such as strawberry shortcake, cherry jubilee, and apple dumpling for your funnel cake. Reporting from the fairgrounds, Taylor Rubach, ABC 31 News.
And that, my dear, is the finished product.